Thank you. Other interesting political news, you have Vivek Chromosomes tweet most viral of the year. Now, this comes from his personal extra profile from Vivek Ramaswamy. He says, quote, if you have two chromosomes, you're a woman. If you have an X and a Y chromosome, you're a man. I'd love to hear the best reasoned argument from the other side. I'll wait, unquote. And that got 7.8 million views and 80,000 likes, which again is one of the most viral things he said all year, bar none. And fascinatingly enough, this is a political issue, and I think it will be on the stage if we ever do have debates between Trump and Biden in 2024 this year. Time flies way too quickly, and again, it's become a very political issue. Even, I mean, gyms are losing memberships because they allow men and women to change in each other's locker rooms, which realistically means that men just go, or biological men go into, men go into women's locker rooms and change and shave in front of children and take pictures of themselves excited. Interesting gym policies we have. Now, again, from a legal perspective, it'll be interesting to see, does a politician pass a law on a federal level or states levels where they start to actually ban the practices? Again, many of those are also private businesses. I suspect this will be, again, we also have the sports, the scholarships, the equal opportunity in terms of employment. I mean, there are a lot of ramifications, there are a lot of ripples from the stone being thrown to the pond, so to say, from this particular political topic. Now, one of the first responses comes from one bad dude saying, quote, fact check, and it says, Dr. Seuss, if you're born with a dick, you are not a chick, unquote. Getting 3.3 thousand likes. Let's see here. Scrolling down, you have Shinua saying this will never not be funny. It's a comic strip of a girl talking to a police officer, and he's saying, where did he go? And she goes, it was a male and it was a they, them. And that got 2,000 likes. Let's see here. Wisdom is not bound by messages she uses. Saying, quote, no one ever answers me, but I ask them the same question on the print screen. Is a picture of Willy Wonka looking creepy and green. And it says, if genitals don't define gender, how does removing them affirm it, unquote. It got 4.7 thousand likes. Yeah, Valentin Gomez saying, quote, no amount of hormones, procedures, or drugs will make a man turn into a woman or a woman turn into a man. There's only two genders. I'm quoting 4.2 thousand likes. The rabbit hole says, the reasoning is I'm whatever I feel like is based on emotion rather than logic. I'm quoting 3,000 likes. Playing on memes says, quote, you're following the wrong science. And it's a picture of a scientist looking through a magnifying glass at a wad of hundreds. And it says, quote, understanding science, getting 2.3 thousand likes. See here. We have a contrarian statement. We had to scroll a little bit, but we did find someone who actually believes in this. Now, why not? Or I should say believes in the concept of, it's all good, as the youth might say. Well, if the teachers tell them to, more accurately. Now, why not? The profile picture, that's their actual name. The name is Why Not Blue Wave, Curious Emoji, Bacon, Wine, and a guy raising their hand. It looks like the profile picture is a rabbit's face. Some type of weird rabbit owl thing, and it says dad. And it has flowers on it. And that person literally says, who cares? Let people live their lives in peace, unquote. That got 703 likes. So people, again, there are people who agree with that type of thought pattern. And I'm kind of curious looking at this person's profile. The person describes himself as anti-Trump, art is fun, things I care about, family, friends, equality, honesty, compassion, character, morals, integrity. It sounds like a really bad, lame dating profile. And yeah, that's the profile that they put on X Twitter. That being said, they got more followers than me, coming in at 8,174. Now, going to, again, more of the comments. Again, 703 people like that. 319 people responded to Mr. Why Not. Now, one of the first comments comes from Tucker's dad saying, quote, perfect, now tell that to the alphabet crowd who demand allegiance and worship, unquote, getting 253 likes. Let's see here. Mr. Gandhi Parody says, quote, middle school kicked out of school for wearing a t-shirt that says there are only two genders. Getting 996 likes. General TM says, quote, you can't argue with facts and science. Getting 230 likes. Let's see here. Daily Trice says, quote, if gender, a social construct, Grammar be damned, he didn't write it properly, but I will still attempt to read it. Daily Trite says, quote, if gender a social construct and is relative and body parts don't matter, then why do they need hormones and surgery as affirming care? I'm quoting 773 likes. Bulldog for Vivek says, quote, truth, there are only two genders, is a, not a meme, but a picture of Vivek with this text on it saying there are two genders, getting 506 likes. Brown Eyed Girl says, quote, no argument, men and women, male and female, that's it, getting 143 likes. Scrolling down. John's Meme says, quote, it's actually really simple to understand. It's the famous scene from Kindergarten, was it Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And it's the funny scene where the little kindergarten kid or boy says, quote, boys have a penis. And, oh, that's interesting. They changed it. So in the movie, it's boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. Now they changed the text. It says boys have a penis, girls have nosy friends and multiple personalities. I'm quoting 788 likes. Which, yeah, interesting. You don't see a lot of men with that. Now, scrolling down, you have Bernard Wachari saying, quote, just a reminder, is a picture of a bathroom. One says balls at birth. Another's door says no balls at birth, getting 755 likes. I meme, therefore I am. Though they didn't respond to meme, they responded to text. But we'll say this alleged profile by the name of I meme, therefore I am says, quote, there's not one good argument, but people with delusions will definitely try to give you one. I'm quoting 660 likes. Let's see here. Another contrary statement. I'm starting to get a little bored. The Comfort Stick TM says, quote, Klinefelter syndrome, genetics aren't that simple, or maybe your God is more complex than you give him credit for. Whatever you want to believe, but no, it's not just XXXY. You're also trying to bait people into biological discussion about social constructs. Only uneducated people would fall for such a nonsensical rhetoric, unquote. Now, granted, that might be mentally vacuous. I certainly think so. But they did get 199 likes and 79 comments. Now, one of the first comments comes from Wild Wendy, saying, quote, a 0.1 genetic abnormality. As every scientist knows, one counterexample is sufficient to prove a hypothesis wrong. I happily serve you that a counterexample. I'm 46XXDSD with a 47XXY variation karyotype. Sex is not binary. Now, this person did have a trans flag, a butterfly emoji, a pride flag, a trans flag, and then what is that called? What's the hippie thing? Oh, what is that? The yin yang symbol. And that did get 38 likes. So again, there are many, well, I was about to say many people, they didn't use their, I was about to say many in terms of, maybe this person had they, them, but they didn't include that. Oddly enough, they didn't have their pronouns of all the times you thought it'd be there. Let's see here. Bohemian Separatist replied saying, quote, you brought up a 0.1 genetic abnormality. It is so rare no one knows what it is. The exception does not always make the rule. Unquote. I mean, a lot of people have summarized it as saying, when a dog has 3 legs, well, that means all dogs must have 3 legs. Well, no, there are dogs in the world who have 3 legs, but that's not the norm. No one would then say, oh yeah, then all dogs should have 3 legs. That's been a popular thing I've heard in terms of analogies. Mohammed Fitardi says, quote, why do you care, Vivek, huh? Getting 46 likes. So a couple more contrarian statements. Let's see here. Let's see. Catherine Brodsky says, quote, no reasonable trans person is arguing different. What they are saying is that there's a mismatch in their biological reality and how they feel internally. I'm clicking 49 likes. So we're getting a couple contrarian statements. Let's see here. Scrolling down, a couple ads too. I have Twitter Blue Banana Falcon. I thought this was a top thing. Apparently still get ads. Which, again, guys, hopefully they'll make a profit someday on this product so Elon can keep it going without that additional stressor. Granted, he's also the richest man on the planet, but nevertheless. You also have the conservative alternative saying, quote, to the other side, reason is nothing more than a tool used by the patriarchy to repress women and minorities. I wish I was joking, but it's an actual tenet of critical theory. Unquote, getting 51 likes. Scrolling down more and more. It looks to be, Ooh, another, what is this? Contrarian statement. MAGA, from the JL podcast saying, quote, MAGA men and women have no chromosomes. Getting 37 likes. Giga Chad says, quote, sounds like the case is close to me, getting 41 likes. Let's see here. So it looks like, granted, I mean, overall, there's a couple hundred comments here. Or several thousands, actually, but a lot of them are agreeing with Vivek, but there are some contrarian statements. Now, that being said, overall in the United States, in terms of political topics, I suspect this will be part of the upcoming elections debates, if they even have debates at all. It'll be part of the cultural and political lexicon and discussion around the upcoming election. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, when the doors are closed and people are pulling the voting levers. Well, they don't do that anymore, unfortunately. But nevertheless, when people are voting, what is the general cultural and political consensus? Is the new major opinion that there's no such thing? Is the new, I mean, is this going to be a winning topic for one side of the political aisle or the other? I mean, it is a growing cultural situation. I don't think a majority of Americans would disagree with Vivek. I think most people on the left and the right would agree with Vivek's statements, simply saying, you know, if you have two chromosomes, you're a woman. If you have an X and a Y chromosome, you're a man. Again, I think a majority would agree with that statement. But again, demographics and populations and cultures are shifting and growing. Let me know. I mean, personally, I think this is a winning, quote-unquote, political ideal, especially when it comes to people losing scholarships and opportunities. And sports is a huge category where we see this taking place, as well as job opportunities. I think that'll propel some of the top topics around this topic, so to say. But let me know, do you think this will kind of boil over and no one will care about it in a couple months or a couple years? Or do you think this might actually grow in popularity as more and more people lean into it? As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, again, for taking the time to tune in. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.